Greetings everyone, welcome to Bohosi Kupe channel. My name is Basimane Bohopane, aka Maitianape. We welcome each and every one of you, those who are newly subscribed and those who have been here for some time. Yes, it has been a long time since we've last put up a video or any content, and we appreciate your patience and in waiting for us as we bring you excellent content that you will not find anywhere else. This time, we bring you, something that is diverging from our usual content, a little bit different in that we're going to look around the world to see the extent to which Botswana or Bantu, Batu, Nu or Anu, whichever, or Nilo in the Nilotic languages or Hamitic languages, to what extent did quote unquote African people have an impact in the world, right? But today, what we bring you has to do with the Setswana linguistic connections to the regions of Libya, Sahara, and Panama. And of course, we have a little surprise in this content today. Hey, before you forget, or lest I forget, let me remind you to please subscribe to our channel. Hit the subscribe button, and so that you do not miss any of our videos. And if you're new, make sure you watch each and every single video that we have put up. There is so much richness and of history and information in the content that we put up. Now, without further ado, we would like to jump into this, but not forgetting to say to you, please share and as much as possible the content that we have to present, because I know there are many people that are searching for answers and they do not know where to look, or they just, grappling with information that is not accurate, okay, out there. So here we go. What do we present? Libya, Sahara, and Panama. Setswana linguistic connections. All right. So let's start with Libya. Okay. Libya, the region of Libya. And of course, this map is not the correct representation of Libya of old. This is what we're talking about. Libya of old, during the time of ancient Egypt, not the Egypt of today, since the occupation of the Arabs since like around the 700 AD. Okay. All right. Ancient meaning of Libya. All right. So I'll begin with the sources that are available online. Then we'll work our way to the actual meaning that we have in our languages. All right. In Setswana-Sesotho languages. All right. The origin of the name Libya first appeared in an inscription of Ramesses II. Of course, I'm reading the name Ramesses the way that linguistically is given, but we do have the correct name in our languages. Okay, so Ramesses II, written as Rebu, RBW in hieroglyphs. The name derives from a generalized identity given to a large confederacy of ancient East Libyan Berbers, North African peoples and tribes who lived around the lush region of Cyrenaica and Marmarica. The Libu, pay attention to that, L-I-B-U, ancient Egyptian R-B-W, Rebu, also transcribed Rebu, Libu, Lebu, Lbu, Libu, were ancient Libyan tribe of Berber origin from which the name Libya derives. The name is based on the ethnonym Libu, ancient Greek. They say it's ancient Greek, but it will prove otherwise. Libues, Libius, Latin Libius. The name Libya in use since 1934 for the modern country formerly known as Tripolitania and Barca was the Latinized designation for the region of Maghreb, from the ancient Greek, Attic Greek, Libui, Doric Greek, Libua, right? And those are the sources. Okay. What do we have and how is it written? Okay. This is how it's written in hieroglyphs. So you have the different parts of these glyphs, the R sound, okay, with this stroke, all of this is R. And then you have the B sound, and then the U sound, third. And then you have this determinative, which is a stick that is usually used to determine um, foreign region, foreign land. It's a throw stick, okay? And then you have a glyph that denotes hills or mountains or even a region. Okay, that's a determinative. So you have two determinatives right here. Okay, so how is this pronounced? RBU. RBU or RBW. And R is linguistically interchangeable with L. Lebu. Linguistically, this is how it's written. You will find it in dictionaries. They say Rebu, and then they put it Lebu, a Libyan tribe. Okay, but however, this here does not denote a tribe because the determinatives they actually show us that this has to do with a region, not people. Okay, so what is this? This is Lebu in Setswana. Lebu, Lebu. What is Lebu? Lebu means many sands. Okay, many sands, or yeah, a great quantity of sand. Lebu. All right, and this is what the region is named after: great quantity of sand. But this is not the only name that our ancestors knew this region by. So now you know that Lebu, even though you saw it earlier on or previously as I was reading through here, that one of the names is Lebu or Lebu, like this. Either way, for us in Setswana-Sesotho, this is correct. Lebu or Lebu, Libu or Lebu, it is still correct. Okay, so this means the place of many sands. Okay, Lebu. All right, that's the first one. Now, of course, today we have a new name, all right? A new name that is known as Sahara Desert. Where does this name come from? Sahara Desert. You'd be surprised that it actually has its roots or connections to Setswana-Sesotho languages. But let me not keep you in suspense and go into what the information says that is available out there when you look it up. All right. Sahara etymology. The name Sahara derives from the Arabic Sahra, meaning desert, and its plural Sahara. It is also related to the adjective ashar, meaning desert-like, and carrying a strong connotation of reddish color of the vegetationless plains. Okay. The name Sahara is derived from the Arabic word for desert in the feminine irregular form, the singular Sahra, and Sahra, plural Sahara. Okay, Sahar or Sahrawat or Sahri, Great Desert of Northern Africa in the 1610s from Arabic Sahra, desert, plural Sahara, according to Klein, noun use of feminine of the adjective asharu, yellowish red, related Saharan. Okay, also from the 1610s. All right. And moving on, the meaning of desert: an area of very dry land that is usually covered with sand and is very hot. A desert is a large area of land, usually in a hot region where there is almost no water, rain, trees, or plants. Desert, a wasteland, wilderness, barren area, wooded or not. From Old French, desert, desert, wilderness, wasteland, destruction, ruin, and directly from late Latin desertum, source of Italian deserto, old provincial desert, Spanish desierto, literally thing abandoned, used in Vulgate to translate wilderness, noun use of neuter past particle of Latin deserere, forsake. Okay, now the question that I have is, why would you name a region after, how can I say, after the name desert? You know, desert is just desert. You know, we have a word in Setswana for desert, but we never really name deserts using that word. But we usually look for a feature in order to name an area, okay, or give its name. And I think is commonly true with most languages that you look at a feature of an area and then you name it. What are the facts that we know about the Sahara Desert? These are the facts. The desert is made up primarily of rocky hamada landscapes. In fact, it is just 30% sand, the remaining 70% being mostly gravel. 30% sand, the remaining 70% being mostly gravel. Pay attention to that. The rest of the desert comprises sand, seas, stones, plateaus, salt flats, arid valleys, mountains, rivers, streams, and oases. Okay, so I bet most of you never really knew that Sahara was mostly comprised of gravel. Okay, but yeah, you know, I had to do actually some digging because I noticed something in particular about the name. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, you know, the name must have something to do with the features found in the region. Okay. And sure enough, I was correct. So what do we find? Okay. Gravel and Sahara links. So you find, as it says, 70% gravel and the other 30% is sand. So gravel in Setswana. What is gravel in Setswana? The word for gravel in Setswana is lo Saharana. Lo Saharana. Lo being, you know, a noun classification, right? And Saharana being the actual noun, but it has, this noun Saharana has a diminutive suffix, right? A diminutive suffix, meaning that it is a small quantity. Now, therefore, vast quantities of gravel would be called lo Sahara. Lo Sahara. Given that Sahara Desert is mostly gravel and not sand, it would make sense to name the region after its main feature and not simply call it desert. Neither the Arabic nor the Indo-European languages come close to defining what the Sahara represents. So for the first time here today, you're getting it from Bohosi Coupe that Sahara derives from the Setswana word Sahara, Sagara, Sahara, the G being a guttural sound. Sahara meaning gravel or vast quantities of gravel, which is the main feature of the Sahara Desert. Okay, so moving on. The next thing that we look at, ooh, we go across the oceans. Ooh, the Panama Enigma, right? You look everywhere, you'll have a difficult time finding the origin and etymology of this name. Panama, Central American nation, the name is used of a political jurisdiction by 1530s in Spanish, probably from an unknown Guarani word, traditionally said to mean place of many fish. Originally, the name of the settlement founded 1519 destroyed 1671, but subsequently rebuilt. Related, Panamanian, Panama hat made from the leaves of the screw pine is attested from 1833, a misnomer because it originally was made in Ecuador, but perhaps so called in American English because it was distributed north from Panama City. Panama red as a variety of Central American marijuana is attested from 1967, also from the 1530s. You can find the etymology on etymonline.com. All right. What else do we know? Etymology. Borrowed from Spanish, Panama, of unknown origin, probably from a Chibchan language, such as Kuna, or other indigenous language of the region, such as Cueva, barely attested and now extinct. Now you see how in one entry they give a different language, Guarani, and then here they say is Chibchan. Okay, Chibchan. So this is how we can easily get lost in the woods trying to find the true meaning of things, or even look searching history, right? You have all these conflicting ideas about things, but however, the people who do these things, they establish themselves as the authority when it comes to the history of the planet. What is here? The Panama, whoops, let's go back. The definite, let's continue. The definite origin of the name Panama is unknown. There are several theories. One states that the country was named after a commonly found species of trees, Sterculia apitella. Sterculia apitella, the Panama tree. Another states that the first settlers arrived in Panama in August, when butterflies are abundant, and that the name means many butterflies in one of or several of the indigenous Amerindian languages that were spoken in the territory prior to Spanish colonization. Now, this is a very broad take, right, or rendering, or even explanation of the origin of the name Panama. Now, they're no longer talking about fish, they're talking about butterflies, right? And they're no longer talking about Chibchan or Guarani language. They're saying Amerindian, which is like a broad group of languages, right? Which one specifically? It cannot be pointed to. Another theory states that the word is a Castellanization of the Huna language word Banaba, which means distant or far away. Now, Castellanization is the Castile language, or what is called the Spanish of Spain is called Castile. All right, for those of you who don't know. So Castellanization of the Kuna language word Banaba, which means distant or far away. Okay. Next, a commonly relayed legend in Panama is that there was a fishing village that bore the name Panama, which purportedly meant an abundance of fish when the Spanish colonizers first landed in the area. The exact location of the village is unknown. The legend is usually corroborated by Captain Antonio Tello de Guzman's diary entries, who reports landing at an unnamed village while exploring the Pacific coast of Panama in 1515. He only describes the village as a same small indigenous fishing town. Now, of course, when they talk about an abundance of fish and claiming that this is corroborated by Captain Antonio Tello de Guzman's diary entries. But in his diary entries, he speaks of an unnamed village, right? And that unnamed village, he calls it the small indigenous fishing town. He doesn't say anything about an abundance of fish. He doesn't. So an inference was made by people later, right? Maybe when they look at the name Panama, they make an inference based on his diary entries that it might mean an abundance of fish. So this is all guesswork. Now, I hope you can see how Western history is actually constructed. It's all speculation, or most of it is speculation. Let me not say all speculation. Most of it is speculation, conjecture, and just plain making things up. All right. But let's continue. Panama, possible origins. Okay. Now, in order to know about the possible origins of Panama, let us look at some interesting information. Formation of Panama. Central America was formed more than 3 million years ago as part of the Isthmus of Panama when its portion of land connected each side of water, right? Was a part of the isthmus. Isthmus is the the land bridge, the portion of the land that moves from, let's say, Central America into South America, connecting the central portion of the Americas with South America. Okay, so that bridge formed, as I say, around 3 million years ago. All right. So then, what is the um, etymological roots of Panama in Setswana? What is the etymological roots of Panama in Setswana? In Setswana, the arch shape of the isthmus, including the historical origins of this region of Central America known as Panama, gives a conspicuous clue as to the origin of its name. To be arched or bent backwards in Setswana-Sesotho is Panama. Panama. Penama. Panama. That is one meaning. Okay. Panama also means archway or to be arched, right? The second meaning of Panama, Penama, is to be full to the brim or overflowing, either in reference to land or an abundance of fish or something else, right? This is the possible origin of the term Panama. It is both the description of the shape of the isthmus and possible allusion to the overflow of land to form a connecting land bridge between the two continents, right? Or simply, the feature was there, maybe carved out due to something that happened on the planet, that caused that area to end up being the way that it is. That you find that shape that is like an archway. Okay, possibly didn't form as scientists say, but nevertheless, we now know that Panama derives from the Setswana-Sesotho word Panama, Penama, okay, which means to be arched or bent backwards, or it can also mean to be full to the brim or overflowing, or even an archway itself or a bridge. Now, a little surprise to conclude this presentation. Tallahassee. Tallahassee. This is found in Florida, land of Apache. Well, as they say, right? Tallahassee, land of Apache. Now, here's an interesting thought. During a recent visit to Mission St. Louis, Sanluis, I learned the history of the area known as Tallahassee. It was told from the perspective of the victors, with victims in absentia. I couldn't bear hearing the horrid details of the massacre and the likely extinction of their fellow inhabitants being romanticized in an elaborate narrative whose purpose is to justify the outcomes. Institutions such as Mission St. Louis commercialized European conquest and presented as something beneficial to the conquered, for which the latter should be grateful, meaning that the conquered people should be grateful for the conquest. Now, days prior to my visit, I had been reflecting on the possible meaning of the name Tallahassee. For some reason, it had a familiar sound to my ears. And so during this visit at our last stop, as we were being given the history, I learned that the area used to have vast fields of farms which provided food to areas as far as the Caribbean islands. It is then that I learned that Tallahassee means ancient fields. As soon as I heard it, I thought to myself, no way, someone must be playing with my mind. With this understanding, I could immediately recognize that Tala, Tala, the first part of Tallahassee, Talla, is similar to Tala, Tala in Setswana, which means ancient. And Hasi, like Hasi, Hase, or Hatshe, Hatsi, meaning the ground, land, etc. That's Tallahassee. This is how we would write it, Talahase, or Talahatshe, means ancient fields or lands in Setswana. However, Tallahassee, as was given, is not the correct word nor meaning of the same. So what happened? From Tula Hiwalse to Tallahassee. Okay? Tula Hiwalse to Tallahassee. The name Tallahassee is a Muskogean language word, often translated as old fields or old town. It was likely an expression of the Creek people who migrated from Georgia and Alabama to this region in the late 18th and early 19th century under pressure from European American encroachment on their territory. They found large areas of cleared land previously occupied by the Appalachian tribe, which is not true, right? They found people there. The Creek and later refugees who joined them developed as the Seminole Indians of Florida. The Talimali band of Appalachian Indians in Louisiana identified as present-day descendants of the Appalachian Indians. So given the foregoing information, it's clear to see that colonialists at times, if not often, fabricated history and not interested in the truth. It seems that their approach was more focused on legitimizing their authority. This fact can still be observed in all facets of their education systems, wherein they've established themselves as the arbiters of truth. This brings me to the Itsate word. Okay, Itsate word. Itsate. Tula Hiwalse. Hiwalse, as you saw in the beginning or just previously. Okay. And this word means town of the highlanders and its connection to Setswana. The word for city, right, territory or settlement is dulo, derived from dula, D-U-L-A, to reside, inhabit, settle, etc. To elevate or be exalted in Setswana is Gwaletse, Gwaletse, Gwaletse. The same word can be expressed as Gwaletse, Hwaletse. Okay. Furthermore, the word for something or someone that is towering, highest, supreme, or paramount is Hiwaletse, Hiwaletse. Hiwaletse, deriving from the passive form hiwa, 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 overcome or overpower. Thus, Tulo Hiwaletse in Setswana means the same thing as Tula Hiwalse in Itsate language, town or residence of the exalted or highlanders. Again, Tulo Hiwaletse in Setswana means the same thing as Tula Hiwalse in Itsate language, town or residence of the exalted or highlanders. As you can see in this picture, this is how they build their towns, their chiefs, right? They would have their compounds or their houses constructed on top of a mound, right? A what you would call similar to like a half pyramid sort of, or a mound, and then they would build a house, okay, which looks like pretty typical of houses found in Africa, with the grass roof and all that. All right. So that is the surprise that I had for you. Now, in conclusion, Libya, derived from Libu or Libu, Libu, Lebu, an ancient Egyptian word for a people and their region in reference to their abundance of sands. Sahara derives from Sahara, Sagara, a Setswana word meaning vast quantities of gravel. Panama derives from Panama, Penama, Setswana-Sesotho word meaning to be arched or bent backwards, to overflow abundantly or be full to the brim. Okay. Lastly, Tula Hiwalse. And its other word, which was corrupted to be Tallahassee, is similar in meaning to the Setswana Tulo Hiwaletse, town or residence of the exalted or highlanders. Okay, that's all we got for you. This was a bit lengthy, but we hope that you enjoy our content sufficiently enough to share it with others, which we encourage you to do. Hey, please leave your comment in the section below, in the comment section. Tell us what you think. Of course, if we can improve, we'd appreciate any pointers how we can improve our content and what is it that you would like to see. Of course, we will not be able to talk on every subject, but we will look at the suggestions that you put down there, to see what is it that you would like us to look into historically. All right. We thank you very much for being wonderful subscribers that you are, and we look forward to presenting you with more content that is exceptional and great that you cannot find anywhere else but Bohosi Coupe.